Welcome back to the cafeteria. Today we are making a Philly cheesesteak pizza. So I'm going to start by using this pizza crust. This is a thin pizza crust from Pillsbury. And I was going to put it on this circular pizza pan, but it was too much dough for this pizza pan, so I decided to swap it out. But I just want you to see how much dough it is and how much of a struggle I was having, because I was really struggling, okay? Here is the dough on a rectangular pizza pan. I just squeezed it on there to make it fit, and this was so much better than the round one. Now let's cook this meat. So to start, I'm using this quick steak that I found in the frozen aisle of the grocery store, and I'm going to put that in a large skillet with 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I'm just going to put it right into the skillet and leave it. I'm not going to poke it. I'm not going to break it up now. I'm just going to put it in there and let it cook on medium heat. Now that the meat is cooking, I'm going to flip it over just to get the other parts, the other pink parts, cooked mostly through before I get ready to drain this oil and this liquid off and season the meat. I don't want to season it before I drain it, because that way I will drain all of my seasoning off, and that's not what we want. What do we want? We want flavorful seasoned meat, right? So now I have drained all of that oil and excess liquid off of my meats, and now I'm going to get ready to season it. So to season my meat, I'm going to start by using celery salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and some black pepper. And that is it. We're not going crazy with the seasonings this time, because we don't need that much. Once I have seasoned my meat, I'm going to add a whole bag of frozen peppers. This is usually called stir-fry peppers and onions or something like that in the grocery store. I'm using this whole bag, and usually when you make Philly cheesesteak, people only use green bell pepper and onion, but I wanted more color since I'm making it into a pizza. I want it to look more appetizing to the eye. So I'm using this whole bag, and it's not too much. It ended up being just enough. Now we're going to make the sauce for the pizza, and to do this, I'm going to start by melting 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour to that, and then I'm going to let this butter melt and whisk in that flour to make a roux. And the roux is going to make the milk that we add to it thicker, and it's going to make everything more saucy. So this is what you should have once the butter has completely melted and the flour is incorporated. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of whole milk to the roux, and then I'm going to let this continue to cook over medium heat while I whisk it all together. Now the sauce is coming together, and the next thing we're going to add to make this sauce complete is provolone cheese. We're going to add sliced provolone, and do not add too much provolone cheese, because I did and it made my sauce too thick. And I ended up having to add more milk to make the sauce a little thinner. Now the meat is done and the sauce is done, and it is time to put this pizza together. Now, we have already pre-baked our pizza crust in the oven for 8 minutes according to the package instructions. So once it cooled off, I buttered it a little bit and then I added some minced garlic before I put my sauce on it. The pizza is almost done, and the last thing we're going to do before we put it in the oven is top it with mozzarella cheese. Even though we have the sauce, we still need more cheese because this is a pizza. So I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven for 15 minutes on 400 degrees. And then after that, I'm going to set my broiler to high and cook it for another 5 minutes. Once you take the pizza out of the oven, this is what it should look like. I'm going to finish it off with a little crushed red pepper and some dried parsley, and that is it. This pizza was so good, okay? It was the bomb. So make sure you try this recipe out. Let me know what you think down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.